first started and I got my first paycheck. And I was amazed at how much I had in my hand. I've never seen that much amount of money in my life before. So when I first went to my first store, I figured I could spend anything. And that day, I ended up spending my entire paycheck, and there's nothing left over. And it just made me happy. And I didn't care what other people were thinking. I didn't care that other people thought that I was crazy for going there and spending hundreds of dollars at a time. I just saw it as I was living a careful life. It was amazing. And I know now that these things were wrong, but at the time, I didn't care what people think. I mean, who really does, you know? And then, a few years later went by, and it was getting hard to get into my room. I had piles of clothes with tags on them that I've never worn, and they were in bags on the floor collecting dust, and I never wore half the things that I did have. And I realized that it was starting to be a problem. So I tried cutting back. And even though I did cut back, I still was going shopping every day. At least for clearance, anything. Because I felt I needed it in my life. So around this time, I ended up getting my very first car. And I fell in love with it on sight. And the first car note came around. And that was like, I was happy I got a deal. And then I realized that when it was time for it to be due, I wasn't going to have enough money to pay for it. So I panicked. I ended up taking half the things that I had brought that day in from last week. I took it back to the store so that I was able to pay my car note. And I really didn't want to have another scare like that. It was like a bucket of cold water being dumped on me. And I didn't really think that it was a problem at the time. So after I finished paying my first car note, I realized that I didn't feel like a decision. It was either my car or my things. And I ended up choosing my car. It was the best decision I've ever made. And now, I know to go and shop for the necessities. I know to, to me, this experience has made me a better person. And I now can take into consideration that everybody has problems, no matter how small or how big. And I know now where to stop today. And I would like to thank everybody for the time. I appreciate it.
Stop.